Hi, I'm Katie, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Day of the Dead, or Día de los Muertos in Spanish. Day of the Dead, or Día de los Muertos in Spanish, is a 3-day Mexican celebration that takes place October 31st, November 1st, and November 2nd. It is a tradition that is over 3,000 years old and has transformed over time from different influences. Day of the Dead is when loved ones who have died come back and visit the living. It is a time to celebrate and remember. The rich traditions of this holiday are alive and well in southern Chester County. Everyone is welcome to celebrate, so come celebrate with LCH. Let's get started.
There's a lot to do to prepare for Día de Muertos. First and more important is to clean your house from top to bottom. The dead is an honored guest. If the family that you're going to celebrate is in a cemetery close by, the whole family goes and cleans their gravesite.
Next, the family will prepare an offering, or ofrenda in Spanish, for the dead. These can be done in the cemetery, but also at home, since some families do not live near the cemetery where their loved ones are buried. The most important thing is to keep your guests in mind when preparing your offering. Traditionally, altars have 7 steps, each with their own special meaning. Food is placed on the altar to help guide spirits from the underworld to earth and back to the heavens. Salt and water are placed on the altar to quench the thirst of loved ones during their journey.
Photos of loved ones are also placed on the altar. Candles and bright yellow and orange marigolds are scattered all over the altar and cemetery to help guide the spirits. The flowers represent the life, its beauty, and fragile. The paper flags, or papel picado in Spanish, are placed on the altar in beautiful bright colors to celebrate.
As the dead cross over to the living world, there are many celebrations in the cemetery, at home, all together with family. There are many times a live mariachi band playing at the cemetery alongside with the families. We always put tequila in the altar for my grandfather, who used to enjoy a shot of tequila every day after each dinner. I have many memories of drinking hot chocolate and toasting to my aunts and uncles.
I remember when I grew up doing the altar with my grandmother, and we always put sweet bread for her children who passed away.
When I was growing up, I remember going to the graveyard with my mother to prepare my grandfather's gravestone. When I was a child, I remember cleaning the house with my mom, and I always dream it. But now it's a joyful time because I know it's some preparation for the holiday.
Hi, my name is Sarah Dickens, and I'm a member of LCH, and also a member of Casa Bonaparte, a cultural organization. We are focused in the Mexican culture, so anything that is related to the events that happen that are very important for Mexican culture, that's what we do. Hi, today I would like to talk to you a little bit about the things that we put, the art we put in an altar, and the dress, the typical dress for the Catrina.
So this is a young girl that is honoring her grandmother who had passed away, and she had made an altar. And right here we see the ancestors of this young girl, that they are welcome here, the new the grandma that has departed, and this is the ancestors to let her know that she's always going to be looking after. This space is very important to me. It's very meaningful. My mother actually gave me this vase when I had my 2 young adult children. Now she actually gave it to me when my second son was born. So for her, it was a way of showing me the importance of being a mom with a young girl and a small boy. So this vase is almost 30 years old. So it's very special for me because it reminds me of my mom. So every altar that I have made is always part of it. I'm wearing a traditional Catrina dress, And the meaning of Catrina means that it's like a fancy for a fancy lady. Catrin is for a fancy gentleman, so he will be a Catrin and this one will be a Catrina. So the tradition of the Mexican dress of the Catrina is actually, you dress very fancy, although you can see their faces, they are skeletons. So the idea of a Catrina is that even though you're dead, you can be very fancy. And the other way is that people thinking that because they were rich, they were never going to die. So they do. Marigolds are a very special flower for the Day of the Dead. In Casa Guanajuato, we do this event every year for the community to come and encounter their ancestors. And we have in a particular time a young lady who came with her toddler son and squeezed one of these marigolds and put it to her son's nose, and she said, "This is how Mexico smells like. This is how our family in Mexico smells like marigold." So it was very meaningful to us to witness that. Feliz Día de los Muertos, amigos de LCH. Muchas gracias y espero que hayan disfrutado de lo que viene siendo la representación del Día de los Muertos.
Hi, I'm Daisy, and I'm going to show you how to make Day of the Dead bread here at this family-owned business. So we're mixing the dough for the Day of the Dead bread. It already has all the ingredients in. Now he's just checking to see if the texture is soft enough for it to come out of the mixer. He's making the bones that go on top of the bread, the bone-like pieces of dough that go on top. Those, what he's cutting now is, it has to be refrigerated for it to be a little bit hard enough so that when he rolls it out, his fingers get indented and it creates that bone. And some people call them teardrops, which represent all the tears that were for the people that passed away. So throughout the whole month of October, we do sell it, and at the beginning, you can eat it. Obviously, they have it for breakfast, for supper. But some people, towards the end, when it is Day of the Dead, like in the beginning, at the end of October, and then first couple days of November, they put it on their ofrendas for the people that have passed away. I hope you learned a little bit about Day of the Dead and Pan de Muerto. Enjoy the event at LCH Amigos.
The tradition of Dia de los Muertos is becoming more popular throughout the United States.
I celebrate this tradition with my family to pass along to my children.
I love celebrating Dia de los Muertos with my nieces to continue with the tradition and to remember the loved ones that had passed.
Feliz Dia de los Muertos.
Light up a candle tonight for your loved one.
Celebrate beautiful memories.